Hello everyone. Today I'm going to talk about the two different types of installable versions of pad. No, we are not talking about the actual versions of pad itself, meaning 2.66, 2.67. We are not talking about those versions. There are two installable versions itself, and we'll see what they are. How to identify which installable version you have on your machine, understanding these different versions, and choosing the right version as per your requirements. So starting with the type of pad installable versions, the versions you need to know are one is the Microsoft Store version, whereas another is the MSI installer version. MSI installer can be the one installed from the Microsoft website or from the maker portal, that is the make.powerautomate.com. So the two versions of installation you need to know are MSI installer and Microsoft Store version. Now we'll take a look at the official documentation mentioned by Microsoft on this topic. If you go to the installation page of Power Automate, they have an option to download and install Power Automate using one, the MSI installer, and the store version. Now I'll share this link with you in the description and you can go through for more details about it. But let's see a few things about them in a nutshell. Now, how to identify the pad installable version that you have on your machine? One is from the help about menu of the pad console. When you open the Power Automate Desktop console from the help menu and from the about sub menu, you will be able to see a dialog such as this, where it will show you the version of the pad that you have. Now we are talking about 2.67, 2.66 and so on. And this is the place where it shows you the actual installable version we are talking about. If it has the word store, it means that this is a Microsoft Store version. If the word store is not present, that means it's an MSI installable version. The second option is from the store itself, you can identify. Now go to your start menu, type store and pull up the Microsoft Store. On the left hand side, go to the apps tab and search for Power Automate. This is the search result for the Power Automate. When you open it, this is the place where you see whether it's a store version or not. If you see the word installed, that means this pad installable version has been installed from the store and it is not an MSI installer. So that was about identifying from the help about menu of the pad console and from the store version. Now understanding the installable versions that you have and what are their differences. For the store version, it doesn't require admin rights to install. Since it's coming from the OS Microsoft Store, it does not require any admin rights to install, whereas the installer version requires admin rights to install. The store version automatically updates to the store. So you don't need to manually go and update the pad version. That is, we are talking about now the version from 2.66 to 2.67. So you don't need to update it. It will update automatically. Whereas in the installer version, updates are manual. By default, automatic updates are disabled. However, automatic updates can be turned on by your admin and that is done via the registry. I'll be sharing you the link that explains this. The store version does not include machine runtime app. Now, this is a separate subordinate or a supportive app to the actual Power Automate desktop app itself. This machine runtime app is place where you configure your machine and machine groups so that when you run unattended automation on different VDIs and machines, this machine runtime app will help you to first register your machine over there. So it's a different app. You can go to your start menu and find out if you have the machine runtime app. Whereas in the installer version, this includes the machine runtime application and allows you to connect and manage the machines and machine groups. Now, two important points that you need to know are you can't have both versions installed at the same time, the store version as well as the installer version. Only one version is possible on your machine. However, you can install the desktop application, that is the Power Automate desktop tool from the store, but later on you can add the runtime app from the MSI installer if you need machine registration and management. Earlier we talked that the machine runtime app is not available in the store version, but let's say you want the machine runtime app later on, you thought that you need that, then you can simply run the MSI installer and you will have a place to enable the machine runtime app installation. I'll show you where, and by that you can have both the capabilities, but obviously you will need admin rights to do that. Now this is the wizard which opens up when you run the Power Automate desktop installation. And as you can see marked in red over here, this is the checkbox where you determine whether you want to install the machine runtime app or not. So choosing the right installable version. As we have seen that the store version does not require any admin rights. So if no admin rights are available for you, you can go with the store version. Whereas if you are already having admin rights, then you can use the installer version, or let's say your company IT is okay to give you the admin rights to install this, you can go ahead with the installer version. If you're fine with the auto update of the tool itself, then you can go with the store version. Whereas in installer version, you need to make sure your IT keeps the appropriate auto update or manual update setting. Why? The problem is that in enterprise level automation, we generally have three different environments: the dev environment, the QA or testing environment, and the production environment. So it's very, very important that all the three environments have got the pad version in sync with each other. Now I'm talking about the 2.66 and 2.67 versions of pad itself. So all the three environments should have the same version. So your IT should make sure that the appropriate setting of auto update or manual update is correctly set in all these three environments. It should not be the case that dev has got 2.66 whereas QA has got 2.67 and so on. And this link from Microsoft will explain why. Now it talks about backward compatibility, meaning newer versions of the software are designed to open seamlessly within the desktop flows that are created with the older versions. Meaning if you build something in an older version, let's say 2.66, and later on go ahead and open it in 2.67, the flow will open fine in the designer. So backward compatibility is possible. Whereas if we talk about forward compatibility, if there are any new features, enhancements, or new functionalities in the newer versions, it might not be supported by the older version. It can lead to potential compatibility issues. Meaning, if you build something in 2.67 and later on go ahead and try to open it in 6.6, it will give you an error such as this. This flow has been generated by a newer Power Automate version than the one currently installed. So go ahead and download the latest version. So this is a problem that you need to know. Flows created or edited using the newer version of Power Automate might not work correctly if you try to edit it in the older version of the software. And if you require access to an older version for business continuity purposes, you need to contact Microsoft support. So to avoid all this trouble, it is important that your admin maintains the right version in each of the environments. So the store version, any local use automation that you are going to build just for your machine, you can make use of the store version. Whereas if you are scaling up your automation across different machines and VDIs, you can go ahead with the installer version. Store version is lightweight because just desktop application is installed. The machine runtime is not installed. So if you want a simple setup and don't need any machine management capabilities, you can go ahead with the store version. Whereas if you have enterprise level automation and if you need the full RPA capabilities with machine level management, then you can go ahead with the installer version. Now, my verdict based on the Power Automate community forum question and answers is that people are facing issues with the store version. So you might want to go ahead with the installer version, of course, if you are having admin rights. So this was about the installable versions. Thank you and have a happy automation.